Oh my goodness. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, lovely people. Thank you for joining me with Win with Aretha. I am Aretha. Very, very apologetic, and I'm so sorry for being 3 hours late. I'm a mom, so like I literally had a lot of mommy things to do, and then what's just so happened, I literally just got out of curriculum night. Yay! For my kids' school. So I really deeply apologize for being late, but I'd rather be late than not show up at all. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I answered some questions and be able to be available to you guys. I mean, I don't want to play like I'm, the expert and all, because every situation is different. Because I'm certainly not going to sit here and act like I know everything and know it all, because listen, you learn new things every single day, hunty, every single day. So please, any questions that you guys have, definitely feel free to put in the chat. You can always do a super chat, so that way your chat will be at the very top and I make sure I address it immediately. So thank you very much again for joining me today. And I've been kind of lacking on my post because, I've been really leaning on these lives, but I'm realizing, I still need to be consistent with my post. And, things have just been really, really nuts. So that's enough of me ranting and apologizing. Let's go ahead and get to these questions. So, question that I received was, I received two questions, so I won't be too long. One of the questions was how to get your offer accepted on a house. So, it's very important, especially nowadays with the National Association of Realtors settlement happening, that is super, super duper important that you have a buyer's agent, not only to guide you through the process, but also to be able to present the offer to the seller and seller's agent in an appropriate way on where you can avoid any fair housing or any wrong policies that is not allowed in the real estate industry, because a lot of things have changed in 2024 since August. So definitely number one is having a pre-approval. I know I have mentioned this before, that having a pre-approval is super important. So definitely having a pre-approval is key for sure. You definitely want to make sure that or even like what is it? A commitment letter as well from a lender. That is super important. And reason why, it shows that you're ready, willing, and able to get to the closing table, and you have the funds to be able to buy that home at the amount. Then you'll also be asked for maybe like proof of funds. That is also something else, like bank statements, pay stubs, things to be able to show that you do in fact have the funds along with the pre-approval, because sometimes the loan is not enough. And reason why I say third, an agent, a buyer's agent, is definitely important as well, because they're able to word it perfectly. They're able to ask the right questions and communicate, and also be able to negotiate on your behalf. Now, again, I am in the New York State, but this information is definitely helpful across the nation. Okay. Because again, I am a member of National Association of Realtors. So I do speak as far as nationally and not just locally in my area. So those three things are definitely going to be crucial in getting your offer accepted on a house. And the more you are showing your capability to be able to afford the home is super important. And that is like, for example, getting a pre-approval. You most of the time, depending on the lender, you have to have like a credit of at least 580 with some programs, depending if it's like FHA or like some type of VA loan or like no down payment loans, at least a 580, but definitely 620 is definitely the best the best credit to be having yourself at least, again, that depends on the different mortgage lenders that you're dealing with and different programs that they have available. Now, it definitely may shift and change a little bit based off of the local area that you are in and based off of that lender. So you definitely want to speak to your lender, speak to your bank, or speak whoever financial advisor as well that you have to be able to make sure that you're in a great credit sweet spot. Okay, so that makes sense. If that makes sense, I'm going to move on to the next question, which is how to do a short sale on a house. So definitely doing a short sale on a house is very major. Now, again, I've done a video on what a short sale is, and just to give just a little update, definitely feel free to check out that video because I definitely go more in depth on what a short sale is. But a short sale is when the owner of the home is not able to satisfy all debts on the home. So the bank or all the debts is going to be not satisfied in the sale of the home. So definitely you want to be definitely flexible when it comes to buying a short sale. When I say flexible, I mean, closing date. You want to make sure that you have all documents and you want to be able to make sure you know what is standard locally in that area, because depending on the neighborhood, area, state that you're trying to buy a short sale in, things may vary. Okay. Now, definitely the disclosures are all required through the seller disclosures, and forms are given. So there's going to be a lot more documentation to deal with when it comes to a short sale. And cash buyers are not necessarily given preference over buyers with financing. However, cash is king everywhere. I'm sure you know that. However, definitely making sure that, again, proof of funds and a pre-approval is imperative, especially with a short sale, because the bank, because that's where the short sale's coming from. The bank is going to be losing money, so they're not interested in losing money again. So the more that you're able to show your capability and your readiness to be able to buy a home is super, super important. And the buyer cannot be related to the seller as well, because that definitely create an arm's length transaction, and you definitely don't want to create some type of a bias in any type of way when you're buying a short sale. So definitely that is how to do a short sale on a home. If you're looking to be a seller and you're looking to short sale on your home, definitely want to get a short sale specialist. I am a short sale and foreclosure resource specialist, so I'm definitely able to help walk you through that process. And definitely the key things is having all your documents in place from your previous loan, knowing what all the information that you have from when you originally bought the home is super, super, super important as well. So definitely, you definitely want to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. And if you have a second mortgage or a HELOC, it's definitely something that you want to make sure that you have, documented, and make sure that you have that information available to your realtor, so that way they know to check off and make sure everyone gets paid. Um, and also knowing if you're current on those loan payments, making sure that you know the dates, how much you owe, things of that nature is really super important as well. What else? Let's see. Yeah, and talking about the hardship as well. That is also very important on why you're behind on your loan, because you never know, there might be something that might be able to help you along the way, to help the lender understand, and might be able to give you a forgiveness or forbearance, things like that. So those things are very, very important. You want to have that in writing. So you definitely want to make sure that you keep in contact on who you're talking to, as far as the lender. and the lien holder as well. You definitely want to make sure you keep those information. And if you also have a homeowners association associated with the property, you want to have, if like you're behind on those fees, you definitely want to have that information as well. um, definitely making sure that your, like, even your property taxes, things like that, if you're behind on your property taxes, just keep record of all those things, and you want to be able to present all those things to your agent, so that way can get all the ducks in a row, so that way nothing gets missed. And when you do find a buyer that's willing to buy your home, they'll all the funds will all be calculated, and you'll be able to figure out what your net is a lot easier, and you can possibly avoid being foreclosed on and it affecting your credit. So a lot of people are afraid that when they're going through a short sale or foreclosure or pre-foreclosure or getting a list pendants, that they're like, oh my gosh, this is going to hit my credit, it's going to be bad. And that's what short sales do. They save you from that situation if they can, so as much information that you have about the property is definitely a best way on how to sell a short sale. And if there's any legal action pending related to the property that you are definitely aware of, you definitely want to bring that type of information up. You want to basically admit as much information as you can: tax liens, mechanics liens, homeowners association liens, everything that would affect getting to the closing table, because the buyer will be paying those things off. And all of these things will come up off the top anyway. So regardless, you definitely want to make sure you're forthcoming about that information, so that way it doesn't slow up the process, because the short sale process is going to take longer than a normal sale anyway. So you definitely want to be able to put up any bills, any municipal services that were unpaid, and definitely put as much information as possible up, so that way come title time, that it won't come up and then slow you down, and then next thing you know, the closing date gets pushed off or doesn't come at all, because the buyer is like, oh well, you didn't tell me about that extra $10,000 I'm gonna have to be paying, or $30,000 I'm gonna have to be paying towards your liens. So definitely, as much information as possible is definitely the best way to go about moving forward with a short sale. Okay. So those two questions that came up for me this week. If you have any questions, definitely don't hesitate to reach out, send them directly to me, continue to send them by email, or you can join in next week, Thursday. I promise to be on time, or if a little bit later works for you guys, please let me know. And I definitely can make sure I make some adjustments and make them easier for everybody, because time got the best of me. Mommy time has definitely got the best of me today. So again, thank you very much as usual. And I hope you guys have a lovely day on purpose.